Okay, so the quick overview, this is how it works. Let's suppose they picked ace of clubs. When I put it in the middle, I need to in-jog the selection. Now this is the way I do it. When I push it in, I just push it sideways. Now for a spectator not to notice or lose the perception of the card when you're pushing it in, make sure they are looking at the edge. Make sure they don't look the top nor the bottom. It's the edge, okay, just like so. Because if you do it like, facing the spectator, they can see you're pushing it in the sideways. And I have the corner right here. Now I had to keep pushing sideways. Notice the card goes side with the thumb, so it's not in the middle of the way. Once I already have it over here, with a hand that I'm holding the deck of playing cards, I'm gonna push it back in with a forefinger. So at this point I have the card in-jog, okay? So that's one of many other ways you can in-jog the selection. Now I actually need to in-jog the selection at least half of it, okay? Now and it's gonna be much easier, and this is the reason. When I move sideways, make sure you are against the spectator. They're looking more towards the back of the hand. So you can push the in-jog card against the hand. You can hold it in position. You can lift the deck of playing cards, okay? You don't need to tilt sideways too much, but at least it is much better if you move sideways 20 to 30 degrees. And because when you push the card against the hand, you don't have much control over the selection, and you have to hold it in position because you cannot move it up or down as you wish. Now what I do instead is moving the deck of playing cards because I don't have the control over the selection, so I just move it up like that. And a good excuse will be, just squaring the top, and when I lift it, make sure there is not a lot of gap between the thumb and the deck of playing cards. Just keep it close, okay? So once again, I lift it up, I hold it, and then you can move it to the bottom or you can move it to the top. Now there is a big issue, you want to move it to the bottom because if your hands are sweating, it's going to be really difficult to put it at the bottom of the deck of playing cards. I mean, it is possible, as I just did, but it's going to be much better and much easier if you want to control the selection to the top. And because you have to leave the deck of playing cards, you have to give it a good excuse. It's better not to just lift it without any reason. And I just pretend I'm squaring. They don't see my thumb. My thumb is just holding the card. And by the time I try to square the deck of playing cards using this other thumb, I'm gonna square it, and then I'm gonna rub the thumb in the center of the deck of playing cards. So it's gonna look a little bit more subtle. Once again, the ace of hearts. I'm gonna push it in. And to in-jog the selection a little further down with a thumb, while I'm, doing these gestures, I push it again, and with a third finger, I push it a little further down and make sure it's in-jog at least half of the card. Then I lift it, squaring. Also, as you notice in the grip, the second and third finger remains on top, and the forefinger and the index remain above the deck of playing cards the entire time. So this is gonna help me once I have the card right above. The index is gonna hold the card in position, so I can shift the thumb from the side to the back, so I can move it to the top. At the same time, I'm gonna square it with the other hand. But make sure the spectator is looking more towards the bottom of the deck of playing cards. Make sure they don't see the front, straight the front, or a little bit to the top of the deck. So it's gonna be much better if they just look towards the bottom. And that's it. Now, to control one or two cards, for example, the spectator 1 and 2, or 3 spectators, you can still controlling the selection all the way on top, even the 4 aces, for example. If I put it in the different parts of the deck, I still doing pushing those 4 cards sideways, so I can in-jog the 4 aces, push it in the side once again, so the third finger can push it a little further down, and with a thumb I'm pushing the bottom card to the top. So with a thumb you can have the sensation of these 4 cards in different parts of the deck as one card. By pushing the bottom card to the top, they all join together, so you can still moving those 4 cards as one to the top. It's exactly the same move as you are controlling one card, but in this case I'm controlling the 4 aces. Now, using 4 aces is a little bit more complicated because of the pressure the deck is piling up in each and every card. So having all this done as a nice rhythm, or as quick as one card, is not going to be so easy, okay? But it's still possible. Just talk a little bit more with the audience while you need to be ready for a control, okay? So 1 card, 2 or 3 up to 4 cards is going to be the same control, the same way, the same angle, okay? As you can see. Push it sideways, bring it in with a forefinger. With a thumb, push it sideways against the hand, so the third finger can keep pushing down. Even if it's 2 or 3 cards, 4 cards is the same. Push it up, hold them against the hand, move the deck out of the way. Remember, the index finger is always above, so you can hold them up and switch the thumb from the side to the back. So as an excuse, you are squaring the deck with both hands.